My name is Dave Hansen. I'm the chairman for the MIT Enterprise Forum of Texas here in Houston. I want to welcome you all here tonight to a fantastic program on big data. And I am just excited about the turnout that we've had tonight and also the view outside. This is a great venue to have a MIT Enterprise Forum event. The attendance at our flagship programs has been increasing all throughout the year. Our last event in January at the Federal Reserve was sold out, and this event tonight is also sold out. And so the moral of the story is, for the next event, be sure and sign up early. These are becoming very popular events in the Houston community. Before we get started, I want to do three things. First, many of you are new here, and so I want to spend some time talking about the MIT Enterprise Forum. The second thing is I'd like to have one of our sponsors, and actually the sponsor event for tonight, come up. Stephen Webster will be talking about MRE and why they have become a MIT Enterprise Forum sponsor. And then lastly, we'll get into the program, and I'd like to bring up Roberta Coalition, who was the person who organized this event and got all these fantastic speakers for you tonight. So let me start off with talking about the MIT Enterprise Forum. What is it? We are one of 27 worldwide chapters that's associated with MIT and MIT Technology Review magazine. Our mission in all these chapters is to promote technological entrepreneurship and to put on great programs on innovation, technology, entrepreneurship, and economics. And so we do this by having flagship programs like we're having here tonight. We also have new venture clinics where we have startup companies come in and present their business plan to a group of senior business people and get fantastic advice on how they can improve their presentations and their strategies. And then we also have networking socials. So we have 7 flagships a year, 7 new venture clinics, and 3 networking socials. Now, do you need to be an MIT alum to be part of this organization? This was first started by MIT alums. The MIT Enterprise Forum was first started by MIT alums. But you do not need to be an alumni to be part of this organization. And I'm a perfect example of that. I never went to MIT. I went to Berkeley. Yes. I'm a Berkeley radical, and I'm the chairman for the MIT Enterprise Forum. So bottom line is you don't need to be an alum, but we do have a lot of alums, as you probably saw in talking with various people. We do work very closely with the MIT Alumni Organization here in Houston, and we get alumni or professors from MIT to come and talk to the MIT Enterprise Forum and the Alumni Organization in Houston. So it's a very synergistic effect. The MIT name also allows you to just get some fantastic speakers for the programs. It's really amazing. It's magic when you call somebody up and said, would you like to participate in a MIT Enterprise Forum event? And they go, this is the MIT in Cambridge. And next thing you know, they say yes. And they'll fly in from Washington, D.C., San Francisco, you name it. One thing I'd also like to do is talk about some of our flagship programs that are coming up, or actually some of our events coming up. What I have listed here are 2 flagship programs and 2 networking socials. They'll be taking us to mid-year. We've got a great program on regenerative medicine coming up with the Methodist Hospital, Houston Methodist Hospital Research Institute, actually, in April. And then next month in March, we have an event with the Houston Angel Network, the networking social that you may want to attend. We usually get about 100 people coming out for the networking event, so it's a really good crowd that comes out. In May, we have Rod Canyon, who's going to be talking about starting up Compact Computer, and his story is amazing, what they accomplished. They were one of the fastest growing companies in the U.S. They had $100 million, actually $111 million of revenue sales their first year in business. Just absolutely amazing. And it's a Houston story. Then in June, we have a networking social with the Thai network. So be sure and put these on your calendars. For the flagship events, you want to register early. The other thing I want to do is say thank you to our sponsors. We could not do what we do without good sponsors, and we really appreciate their support. We're an all-volunteer organization, and so we need funds to help us with the administrative details and put on good programs like this. So I'd like to say thank you to all the sponsors you see here. Our newest sponsor is MRE, and they have come in at the foundation level. So they've come at the highest level that we have for sponsorships for the MIT Enterprise Forum. They are also the event sponsor for tonight. All right. So I think that's all I wanted to say about the MIT Enterprise Forum. I'd like to bring up Stephen Webster now from MRE to talk a little bit about MRE. They are, as I was mentioning, our first foundation annual sponsor. They're also the event sponsor for tonight, and we would have not had this program at the Petroleum Club, and we would not be taking videos of this program without their sponsorship. So we really want to say thank you to them and what they've done for us. So,
yeah, I can see that. Thanks, David. Yeah, MRE is very proud to be a sponsor of the MIT Enterprise Forum. It is really one of the few organizations out there where you can really get some good information and insight on the advances in technology and innovation going out in the market today. And it helps us to be a foundation sponsor because we do have an MIT alum as one of our 3 founding partners, so it helps us get to that level. For those of you not familiar with MRE, we are a 20-year-old private consulting company based here in Houston. One of our interests in big data is around data and analytics. We've been doing that for 20 years. We got our start in that space, focusing on the commodity trading and risk management business and expanding out from there. It's really one of the areas that's the fastest growing area in our practice today and a very innovative space to be working in. So with that, I really don't want to take up a lot of your time. For those of you interested in learning more about us, I know we have a lot of our customers here today and clients. We have a table over there where we're happy to tell you more about our firm. But with that, we'll turn it over to the forum. We have a very great panel tonight, and we're excited to get started. So.
thank you, Stephen. Next, I'd like to have Roberta Coalition come up. And let me give you a little bit of background on Roberta. She is an MIT alumni. She went to the Sloan Business School. She's been an executive member of the MIT Enterprise Forum. Today, she's so busy she can't participate on all our executive committees, but she was very gracious to organize this program. In fact, last year when we were going out asking for what kind of programs we could put together, Roberta put up her hand and said, I'd be willing to do a program on cloud computing or big data. And we said, yes. And so she has organized just a fantastic panel for big data that I think you're really going to enjoy tonight. Roberta now is the Chief Technology Officer at the Hearst newspapers and also the Chronicle. She spends a lot of her time flying on airplanes between Houston, New York, and San Francisco and the Hearst organization. And so we're very fortunate that she took the time to put this program together. So, Roberta, would you please come up?
Thank you, David, and I'm just absolutely thrilled we got such a big turnout, and thank you to all the panelists for agreeing to come and speak. I think I'm going to learn a lot. That was part of the plan here. Just a couple of quick words. You talk about big data, and those of us, and I'm in the technology field for many years, there's a lot of buzzwords and hype that goes around. My opinion, this is absolutely not hype. Maybe it shouldn't be called big data, and maybe we put too much of a technology slant on it sometime, but this is really, really serious and going to change the nature of the way we compete in every single industry. It has changed in many already. You know, take our advertising businesses that I'm a large part of at Hearst, but it's going to change in every single industry, and it's huge. A lot of it's because of what Gardner calls the volume, velocity, and variety of data. There's just so much more data out there, and we also have technology tools in the cloud, compute and store power that you can buy by the minute or rent by the, the amount of storage you need, so that we can process larger amounts of data. And so, at Hearst, which is not, a part of the market necessarily in Houston, we have 100 million unique viewers across all our media properties. So that's, A&E, Lifetime, ESPN, all the Hearst newspapers, our magazines. And when we start looking at that data for what that audience does, the circulation, advertising, things we can learn about the way the market's changing, and we have a data science group in New York that looks across our 100 million unique users and all of that data. It's just amazing, some of the insights we can get that if we weren't doing it, frankly, would be less competitive. So I'm really excited about this program. A couple of things when we were planning it. I didn't want to make the program about technology, and I didn't want to make it about tools. We get plenty of that, and I know there's software and probably hardware vendors here. I wanted to make it about the industries that, basically are in Houston, and how this is going to affect us and what our industries here are thinking about big data, especially because I know that oil and gas in particular has been dealing with large amounts of data for a long time. So I don't know. Ken's going to help us understand, is this anything new, And we've had lots of data. Granted, it needs lots of work to get it ready to analyze, but this industry in particular has a lot of data, and we've been working with it for a long time. Also, like to quickly say that I'm really, really excited to have Anthony here. I'm going to introduce him in a second, but just if you haven't taken a look at the company Anthony's from, I encourage you to get online and take a look at, I'm going to pronounce it wrong, Anthony, is it Kaggle or Kaggle? Kaggle, okay. It's a fascinating company that actually holds data science competitions. So companies will post a large amount of money in a big data set and say to a group of data scientists, help us figure out the answer to a question we've got, and groups of teams will compete for this. So in addition to a data science platform, it's also a new way of recruiting, because Anthony basically has a leaderboard of the top data scientists in the world that are competing in these competitions. And it's a fascinating way that I think some of the recruiting is changing, and in fact there's going to be a real shortage of the skill sets needed in data science. I don't have kids, but if you have kids, they should be taking statistics, because really, really important. I think we all probably need to get more experience and remember what we learned in our basic statistics classes. So to formally introduce Anthony, Forbes magazine named him as one of 30 under 30 a couple of years ago, and the MIT Tech Review also named him on one of the 35 innovators under 35. He's from the University of Melbourne and was awarded an Alumni of Distinction Award, holds a first call honors degree in econometrics from the University of Melbourne, and is published in The Economist and Harvard Business Review. My understanding, though, is that actually the main reason that Anthony has come to Houston to work in oil and gas is that he's a big fan of barbecue. And he was looking for an entry, and somebody on the panel told me Anthony really likes barbecue. So we're glad you're here, and I'm going to turn it over to him to give us a little bit of background on the program tonight.